Yes, welcome to Maarifaa TV. Welcome to our podcast. Thank you very much for taking your time and joining with us today. How are you?
Hi Venkat. I'm good, and I hope the same from you.
Yeah. Guys, everyone who's joining this podcast, we have Dr. Syed Riyaz Ahmmed with us. He has done his PhD in mechatronics. He's amazing individual. I know him for about 6 years now. He's an academic administrator for about 13 years, and today he's playing a very key role in NITTE University as a deputy director, international relations office. So, Dr. Riyaz, thank you very much for taking your time. I know it's a busy time for you. You had a lot of visitors from multiple countries at university, but I mean, you took time in joining this podcast in helping our audience. So, as you know, Marifa is a community we are building as a knowledge sharing ecosystem in helping African youth to get the access to education and stability and entrepreneurship. That's what we are building. Once again, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you, Mr. Venkat. Pleasure is mine. Always supporting students, guiding them in a right path, or giving them the right directions. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Dr. Riaz, we will have this session as question and answers. I'll be asking you some of the questions which are of our audience interest, our community interest, and we would love to learn from your experience
Sure.
uh, for all those questions. So, my first question, Dr. Riaz, what makes India as an attractive destination for any African student to consider and come and study here?
Yeah. First of all, let me thank you for giving this opportunity, and I would like to spend 30 to 40 minutes of wonderful time with the students who are watching live from different parts of Africa, and I wish them the best luck for all their future endeavors. So, going with the context of this particular Indian higher education, the affordable fees, I can say that the first important point when compared to other countries which are promoting higher education in their particular nations without compromising the academics rigor is the very important salient feature what I believe that Indian education institutions are providing to the students. And the other best part is most of the not most of the almost you can say 99.9%, sometimes you can say to 100 also, the courses are offered in English language, so which will be feasible for all the students to take the classes. And sometimes it is that there are some classes, short-term classes, which get provided in other languages also. So I feel considering this fee part and the scholarships which are being provided by the universities, and also I feel that now you may have seen the QS global rankings or Times Higher Education rankings. Most of the Indian universities are leading in QS 1000 ranking universities. So considering all these factors, we believe that Indian university are making a good impact for students' education.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. So the three most important things what I have learned is Indian universities offer education in English, which is
Yes.
the most important thing. Second is we are the most affordable destination for African students. The third, you talked about rankings. I would love to understand a little more about rankings and accreditation. How does an African student uh, understand the legitimacy of a university? How does he need to, what kind of accreditations or what kind of a ranking he need to look at while he's choosing an institution?
So
He or she.
if you consider any college or university in India, so
Mhm,
you can think the different accreditations like we can say NAC accreditation
mhm,
or the NIRF ranking system. You
mhm.
can think for which is given for different parameters, or you can see with the QS global rankings or Times Education ranking. So typically, all these rankings have different metrics. Maybe, for example, any XYZ university is participating in this type of any type of accreditation. So the accreditation bodies look for the infrastructure of the college or university. They look for the best teaching methodologies, or they look for the research facilities available, or the research done by the faculties, number of citations, number of students full-time students, PhDs, or multiple parameters there, or universities and colleges participating in sustainable development goals, and all these lead to better rankings and better quality of represent better quality of a college or university. So when a student or anyone who is looking for the understanding the credentials of any college or university, they can just look into NAC accreditations, or maybe NBA accreditations, or NRF rankings, or maybe like on the global scale, if you are seeing QS World rankings or Times Higher Education rankings, they can look into.
Okay, okay. Would you like to give us little understanding about the difference between NIRF, NAC, or NBA accreditation? How do they differ? Or does one university get all three, or any one of them?
No,
How does it work?
these are three different types of accreditation. What you can say, yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's not that only one university should have one accreditation or something. So there, these three are the different accreditation bodies, depending upon the innovations, or depending upon the, I mean, like different parameters they are, I mean, following. So they give the data, and I mean, the accreditation bodies check the quality of the works done, and that is how they get the rankings.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Which means, I mean, any university which has got these rankings and NAC accreditation or NIRF, which means they are having good infrastructure, they are having
Yes,
good research facility and the education environment. Guys, I mean,
exactly.
anybody who's watching this, please, when you are applying for university, please look for these accreditation. NIRF, NAC, NAC has got A, B, A plus plus, like that. I mean, there are multiple accreditations and NBA. These are the accreditations. Please look for these accreditations.
Yeah,
Dr. Riaz, I mean,
maybe the down the line we can go with some other additional parameters which can help the students to take a good.
oh,
I mean, like, so what to you when you ask for questions? I may be giving the best possibilities how to choose, or maybe
yeah,
some suggestions how they can go ahead, and
yeah.
how it can impact their lives, and what I mean, like
Please throw some light on that. Please throw some
what
light on.
steps they can take. So we can
Yeah,
all discuss that.
yeah, yeah. What are how are Indian universities are engaging with African students in spite of doing whatever they're doing? What gap do you still see exist in the field of women universities engaging with African?
Sir, I generally feel that though, okay, for example, let me take as an example myself. So when I go to some of the universities towards Europe or some countries, so always the cultural integration is always a different one. So it is up to us how we take it to that. I mean, like before we start applying, or we start dreaming of studying at some of the universities in India, we need to understand what are the I mean, like cultural differences. Certainly there are different, definitely gaps everywhere. It is not that there are no gaps in some countries or something else. So every country has its own unique traditions, its own unique diversity or anything. So there are certain gaps also. I feel that maybe instead of taking this question as gap, we can tell that what challenges can a student take. Maybe consider something like what we say, cultural integration. So student can understand I mean, like what differences maybe for their nations and here, what food differences may be here, or what maybe like timings to move out of the university are coming in time or something like that. Or else you can think about, students can think about recognition and visibility. So if they are coming in here, they should break the barriers, think that I should be visible, participating in some cultural programs, or helping, or being some student ambassador, something like that.
Yeah,
So it is not a new thing. There are almost 25,000 plus African students who have studied or studying in India. So I feel these students who are upcoming or who have studied should take an initiative that they can be some ambassadors or training their juniors or something like that.
yeah, yeah,
So that could, there are certainly gaps. Maybe I'm just addressing that these gaps can are everywhere, but this type of gaps can be, I mean like maybe covered using the whatever the statements I have said. I mean like
got it. Got it.
this. Yeah.
I think you picked up very right challenges which we have been learning from African youth when we did our own study with them. And when we met lot many students in our journey, I think one of the most important things which most of the students were talking about is cultural diversity. And we had a cultural shock because
Yeah.
some of them were talking about the education system, some of them were talking about the food, definitely yes. Okay, and most important thing which they were also talking about is mental health issue. That's what they were talking about. We are trying to do whatever we are trying to do, but as a professor in the university, if you were to give us some recommendations for us as Marifa or all our recruitment partners across Africa, okay, when we are educating our recruitment partners and all the recruitment partners who are watching this, what recommendations you would give us? How do you think we should how do you think we should really focus on adding value to these students?
Sir,
What are the things, I mean, we should keep us in our
yeah.
mind?
Yeah, definitely I could address this query. So as I told you, cultural shocks or culture gaps are everywhere. Even if I come to some of the countries, I can, or else if I send some of our students going for 100 internship or something to some countries, everyone has this culture gap. So the best suggestion what I could do is starting early or doing some pre-departure sessions or uh, collect the information of some students who have already studied in Indian universities and let them, I mean, take the consent of them and ask them if there someone could be as a brand ambassador. I mean, like brand ambassador means some for that particular nation to tell that, okay, dear student, dear brother, dear sister, if you are coming to this particular place. So, for example, if you are coming to southern part of India, you understand this particular. If you are in northern, you can explain them about the temperatures. You can explain them about the festivals. You can explain the culturals, or when they come for the first 1 month or 2 months, what type of food they should take so that they adjust to that particular places, or what type of clothes, what may be maybe the climatic situation. For example, if you are coming to this particular uh, my university where it is located in Mangalore, I feel that if you see May to July, August, it rains continuously for 4 months.
Yeah,
So at the same time, if you see in the neighboring state, you can feel the very hot temperature. So starting early, doing good pre-departure sessions, and I feel that regularly, I mean, like organizations like Maarifaa should take some steps like their feedbacks, how, I mean, like regularly mentor them or analyze what difficulties they are there. Absolutely, everyone will be having a lot of challenges,
yeah,
but this is not for only that particular student. Everyone will have that. So we need to come beyond these borders. So I mean, like what we say is our dream is to complete this particular program and excel in that particular program. I mean, like discipline and in career.
yeah, yeah, I get that. I get that. Thank you very much. I think, I mean, one most important thing which you touched upon is inviting African alumni as ambassadors to share their experience. So thank you very much, Dr. Riaz. That's a very, very important point. I mean, I'm feeling happy that today we've been capturing stories of African alumni and we
Yes.
are inviting them to join us as our recruitment partners because we believe somebody who traveled the path can be the better mentor or a better guide to somebody, I mean, who is aspiring to come and study in India. Thank you very much
Yeah,
for touching
I
upon.
have one more point. If you say the
Yeah,
gaps, many of the students, because I work closely with students, when I ask students the career pathways that student think that post-study job opportunity, it is not that, for example, a student is coming for bachelor's or master's. There are a number of opportunities going for PhDs or different. So
yeah,
maybe down the line in our session, I will share some of the success stories of my students
yeah,
who are
yeah.
doing PhDs, who have completed PhDs, where they are, and all those things we can discuss.
Amazing, amazing. Dr. Riaz, tell me, when it comes to documentation or a preparation, document preparation, what are the most common documents are overlooked and not really completing the documentation part when they pre-departure or when they arrive in India? What gaps you have experienced?
Sir, yeah. So when I see the documents of students who send, so I understand that every student has a zeal to study. Every student has a potential to join particular course, come study everything. But due to some consideration, something like that, I see that many of the students send the documents, unclear documents, or they don't understand. I mean, I cannot say that they don't understand. I mean, like when we do certain type of documentation work, we need to do it with a focus. For example, we ask for generally as a basic a scanned copy of a passport, but many of the cases we see that the passport is copy is not clear, and then we ask for O level certificates, A level certificates. If it's applying for master's, bachelor's, or if it's applying for bachelor's, only O level and A level certificates. And always let the students understand that having some additional documents is always a benefit. So, for example, think a letter of recommendation from a professor. It's not mandatory, but you think if some professor is giving a letter of recommendation stating that so and so student has been extraordinary. So there may be a possibility that there may be some additional some funding or scholarship or anything. So which will add a benefit to the particular student's application. And also sometimes most of the one more important point is equivalency certificate, which is given by the Association of Indian Universities. So, student who is applying or who has applied for any university for education in India, so they need to apply for Association of Indian University. They need not travel to India, but through online, they can upload all their documents, their details, and give the certificate. And maybe it takes hardly 1 week to 2 weeks time to release an equivalency certificate. So the Association of Indian Universities issues an equivalency certificate stating that so and so student is eligible for particular taking course in that particular stream in that any of the program. So these are
Okay.
very important. And in additional certificates like medical fitness certificate, all these are asked. So it is not that it is taken only for these students. These are these type of certificates something are mandatorily taken from students actually.
Okay. So one most important thing you talked about is equivalency certificate.
Yes.
So is it mandatory for every student who is applying to India? I think in countries like East African countries like we have O level, A level. If you go to Uganda, we have senior five, senior six.
Yes.
Senior six after senior six they come to India. So these guys have to submit their A level or senior six and ask for equivalence when they are coming for undergraduation.
Yes, always better, sir.
Okay.
Even someone coming for masters, they can apply for equivalency certificate with O
Okay.
level, A level, and UG certificate. If they are
Oh,
coming for
okay.
they
Okay.
are coming for UG, only O
Okay.
level and A level certificate. Yeah.
Okay. You talked about another important thing is letter of recommendation. This is the first time I'm hearing some professor talking about it. Having a letter of recommendation from their high school or a university is better. That's what you're saying. And you're saying that might lead to getting some additional scholarship from the university. So, because that letter might prove their, what do we call, uh, uh, their conduct. That's
Yeah.
what you're talking about,
Yes, sir.
right?
Sir, actually,
So,
most of the cases for PhD studies, they ask for a letter of recommendation.
okay,
So why not we start at the young time itself how to get a letter of recommendation that will
correct.
boost their I mean like credentials. And also I mean like having an additional document, staying in touch with some of their school teachers, professors, and coming here they to understand that student has come to so and so country to
Yeah,
study.
yeah,
Maybe tomorrow he may be the backbone of that particular area, locality, or nation.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
we wish that to happen actually.
I think that's a great piece of learning, not just for our audience who are watching this, even for us as an organization. I think that this is a great learning. I think we will start encouraging all the students at a high school level to start capturing this kind of a letter of recommendation from their school, so that that will give a better understanding about that individual
Yeah.
to the university which is coming. I think this is a wonderful thing
And
we have got
and
a lot.
one more point to add. Most of the universities or colleges ask for a transfer certificate or a migration certificate. But I
Yeah,
do understand in many of the cases I do understand that schools or colleges in I mean African nations they don't provide any transfer. I mean like not only these countries, some other countries also. There are nothing something like I mean like transfer certificate or migration certificate. In that case, having a letter of recommendation
yes.
or a testimonial from the school could help them to solve their particular problem.
Amazing, amazing. This is a great piece of learning even for us. How can I, can you share some of the global scholarships? I know that I mean you've been expert in understanding the global scholarships, and I know that I mean you helped a lot many students to secure global scholarships coming from Africa to India and from India. I know
Yeah.
a lot many students have helped. Can you please talk more about it?
Sure, Venkat. I mean, see, first of all, if I'll tell the step-by-step process. For example, if some student is looking for some scholarship, there are some scholarships like ICCR scholarship if they are looking for direct scholarships into Indian universities, and the Indian universities also have different types of merit-based scholarship. That
Yeah,
differs university to university. It's not very. I mean, like depends upon the scores of the student.
yeah,
And the second query you asked is how students come. I told the first step. Students coming from African nations
Africa
to
to India.
India. Now India to going to abroad or some other country. See, what happens is across the globe there are maybe like 70 plus different types of scholarship. During maybe I can say that if the student has good credentials by completing fifth semester or sixth semester, consider if he has a 8 CGPA, so there are some scholarship that students can go for 3 to 4 months or 3 to 6 months of internships in any of the countries, maybe like Taiwan, Japan, or I found in Saudi Arabia. There are some scholarships in Switzerland, and these type of scholarships are open to any students across the globe.
Okay.
So, and after that, even for if they wanted to go for masters or PhD, there are scholarship open, and these are given by different types of funding agencies. So,
Mm.
student should be prepared that he comes with this particular scholarship or applying for, if, in case if he's not coming with any scholarship, where coming on some university merit-based scholarship. From here, he need to find that particular path, how he can go to some universities across globe. For example, maybe like 2018, I'll tell you, 2018 to 20, I had a student from Ethiopia. His name is Alin Johannes. He
Okay.
did MTech Masters in Robotics under my supervision. Today, I'm proud to say that 18 to 20, he completed his Masters. Then, recently, he messaged me, 2024, he messaged me that he is doing PhD in Italy with 100% tuition fee waiver.
Wow.
So
Wow.
something like that. I had the time similarly some students from Rwanda, Eric Burigaya. He completed, I guess, 21 to 23. He did masters in civil engineering, and he got Fulbright fellow scholarship for doing one more masters in uh, Michigan State University in USA. So it's a Fulbright. I mean, like consider that if you get that type of opportunities, it's a badge saying that you are on a top scale. So I feel that coming for the scholarship, applying and I do understand there are challenges. Maybe it takes some 3 months, 4 months, or 6 months of time. But let students focus on what they like, studying, maintaining good scores. If there are not good scores also, now every Indian universities have good student welfare departments. So student welfare department. They, as you told, some mental health issues happening or something else. They
Yeah.
are, yeah. So they can approach these people. And every university, every college in India, they have mentor mentee. Groups. That means there will be one faculty, a mentor, who will be training 10 to 15 students, something like that. And also and also if you see some of the universities offering additional languages like value added languages like German, Mandarin Chinese, or some
Yeah.
maybe like French language or Japanese language in their particular campuses, adding to these particular classes. And we have been talking only about academics. It is not just going to be only academics. If you see the campuses, they have good infra. The Indian culture, every month they have a lot of festivals, something happening. For example, if you see in September, there are Onam celebrations. The next month, there are
Yeah.
then we have Deepavali celebration, different type of celebrations here.
Yeah.
And also it's a mixture of students who are, for example, students from Nepal, Bangladesh, Ethiopia, Rwanda, Nigeria, many multiple. So even universities are very interested to do some potluck dinners or arranging some their regional festivals inside the campus
Yes.
or multiple things. Now how it is up to us how we take this ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think this is definitely wonderful. information. I mean, in fact, I was telling all our students that Indian education doesn't happen only in university. Indian education happens even outside the university because
outside.
India itself is a diverse country. And you go to a university, it's not that, I mean, we have students coming from one particular region. We have students coming from multiple regions into one university and multiple international students from multiple countries coming. And as you said, rightly mentioned, we have every month there is a new festival in different parts of our country. So a lot of festivals, a lot of events. I think, I mean, it's a wonderful opportunity for people to come and learn. So can you please tell us more about? We were talking about scholarships, global scholarships. Can you please tell us, are there any particular timelines or particular season where when these scholarships are published, or how do these African students when they come to India and finish their education, wanting to go for masters or PhD outside India, how can they really look for these scholarships?
Sir, it's a simple and straight answer. Though I mean, like how I get the information is following official social platforms. Maybe
Okay,
today everyone. I mean, like you can see that official information is on LinkedIn. So, for
okay,
example, I'll tell you, if there is a funding agency called as DAAD Germany. So they have a official page in LinkedIn, so students can follow that. Even for maybe like campus friends or for everything, there is a different type of groups. So where information is passed very regularly. For example, scholarships like your access. If you, some students wanted to study in Europe, and these are open to any student, so
okay,
let students follow these particular groups. Maybe like not only on this, maybe on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook, where there are these particular types of official groups. Let them, I mean, students should follow and get the official information. Or you may create some WhatsApp group where current students are studying at the Indian universities, or some students have studied and went. So who can give you the, uh, I mean, like their experiences and also their live information, something like what they have faced. Yeah.
thank you very much for that. Dr. Yas, can you just tell us how do you see India Africa education collaboration evolving? How is this? Because I know that, I mean, 2019 when we met first time, I know that there are about 10,000 or 15,000 students were coming. Now the numbers have definitely grown. But in your experience as an academician inside the university or there, how do you see this is evolving?
So definitely, sir. Previously, it was sometime like offline. Now you can see different funding schemes like Vidya Bharati, something like.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of high chances for students to take up courses studying at the campuses, and India being hub for technology driven solutions. So surely digital platforms lot of coming. So students to focus on that.
Okay. Okay. And how do you think, I mean, universities, recruitment partners, and Maarifaa can come together and work? Organizations like Maarifaa, how do you think, I mean, we can work together?
Sir, yes. As I told you, maybe like yeah, maybe if you, for example, if you, let us consider a level student. So A level student, maybe because Indian universities offer wide range of program. If you consider any XYZ university, you can see uh, maybe like 25 faculties. Faculties means not faculty teaching faculty. I'm telling you, 25 faculty, faculty of engineering, maybe faculty of life sciences, faculty of biological sciences, different. And if you see the program, there may be 160 to 200 programs offered, starting from medicine to maybe like allied health sciences to engineering to arts, media, communication, business studies, law, multiple things. So giving a students a guidance of how particular, maybe for example, let us consider Maarifaa. So you can maybe like review, small review test, something like that. If student getting a feedback, for example, if you have a website or something, some randomly some 30 40 questions to analyze their interest, or they give the answers, and that particular test can represent what best suits for that particular student. And I mean also mentioning the eligibility. For example, if you wanted to study engineering, you need to have subjects like maths, physics, chemistry. Maybe sometimes students doesn't. So I have seen some cases where students have studied maths, physics, and they didn't have chemistry, and they had some other value. In that case, you can suggest them which course they can study, or depending upon their analyzing skills, they can tell that which course may lead them to take greater paths in their career. So I mean, like, we need to do a lot of sessions, and for students it is important that they attend these type of webinars. Maybe today I'm presenting about the opportunities. Maybe then maybe the next couple of weeks next someone present the opportunity. So it is to students and the partners to understand what is the Indian education system, how best they can develop the I mean, like, interesting skills in the students to take up all those things. We need to follow that. Mainly these type of platforms like Maarifaa can help the students. That is what I.
Got it. Dr. Yaz, I am extremely happy with one thing which you talked about. You just said that Marifa can help students discover their interest and their aptitude. For your information, Dr. Yaz, we have got something called the Marifa Academic Alignment Program.
Great, sir.
This is an assessment what we have built, and we are offering this assessment to all the high school students across Africa.
Good, sir.
Now,
Very good.
yeah, when a student come and register on our platform, we have access. We gave that access to students where he can go and give an answer to. There are about the assessment is a combination of interest inventory, which is interest inventory and aptitude, where there are about 42 statements and 80 questions to answer. There are about 122 responses they need to give. Based on their responses, we are publishing a dedicated report for every student, and the report gives them output of what is their interest, how are they doing with their aptitude, and based on the next academic roadmap which they can take it. So after
Great.
12, as you rightly mentioned, if somebody would want to study engineering, they need math, physics, chemistry. Our report is showing that roadmap, academic roadmap. We are not only showing that, we are also going one step ahead and giving them a snapshot of India.
Okay.
If they are studying in India, how does the cost comparison? What kind of accreditation? What kind of a scholarship? All this is we are publishing through our report. And
Wish,
I'm extremely happy to learn
wish,
this. I mean,
wish I could have had this type of assessment 20 years back.
no, I'm happy that I mean we are going in the right direction. Thank you very much. I mean, this is a validation what we are getting from an expert like you.
Sure, sir.
This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Finally, if I request you to give us one piece of advice to every aspiring African student who's looking at India to come and study, what would that be?
Mm, to all the students, uh, if you ask me to tell in a single line, it's just like, come prepared not just to study. Come prepared not just to study, but to grow, adapt, and lead. So challenges are everywhere, and you are not alone. Universities have lot of opportunities. So it's up to students. Uh, like, don't be afraid to stand out. You should come up with questions, understand the lessons without thought. It's about shaping yourself. So this is the single statement which I would like to conclude.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, Dr. Riyaz. Guys, this is Dr. Riyaz, who poured, 13 years of his experience from the academic background, and he's been, as I mentioned, he's been into international relationships for quite some time. This is what we have learned from Dr. Riyaz. Please come prepared. India is a land of opportunities. Please come and study here in India. Indian universities have got amazing infrastructure. Indian universities have got dedicated international teams working
Yes.
for international students, not just academics, wonderful infrastructure, wonderful accommodation, and the dedicated teams to support. So this is what Dr. Riaz has presented his thoughts to us today. Thank you very much, Dr. Riyaz. It was wonderful having you with us today on this call, and we would love to have you coming back on more and more sessions. We would love to learn from more of your experience, guys. Dr. Riyaz is not just an academician. He's been guiding support for us from the beginning. So thank you very much, Dr. Riyaz,
Thank you,
for
sir.
having you on this session
Pleasure
today.
is mine. So I started learning internationalization from when I traveled to African countries. So it's always
Amazing,
pleasure to help students from Africa.
amazing, amazing. Thank you
Wishing
very much,
all
Dr.
the
Riyaz.
students who are watching this particular uh, live video, so wishing them the super best and do the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Riyaz. Thank you very much.
Thank you.